Yo, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy MC Kabaza. Okay, sir, I want you to briefly introduce yourself to my followers.
Okay, my name's David Oni, and I'm actually a financial analyst. And my video is all about how you can actually build wealth, how you can become rich, how you can become wealthy, how you can have what we call financial independence. So my video is all about how you can actually build yourself well to become somebody great in life, because life happens, and if you're not actually prepared, it's like you're actually preparing to fail. And when you actually prepare to fail, that means that you have not been able to accomplish anything in life. So the hallmark of the video is actually to build you up on how to actually become wealthy and make money in life, and have a very stable financial future for yourself.
Are you on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube?
Yes, I'm actually on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. There's no social media platform that I'm not in. I'm actually...
What's your handle?
My handle is actually David Oni Wiz,
Okay, so Mr. David Oni Wiz, I'll be asking you a few questions concerning financial aspect. Okay, for somebody that is earning like 300,000, let's say 300,000 in a month, what would be your advice for that person? The amount to save, to invest, and to spend in a month.
You see, for someone that's earning 300,000 naira, but let me make something emphatically here. You don't necessarily need to have up to 300,000 naira or earn up to 300,000 naira before you can actually invest, because a little drop of water makes a mighty ocean. That is the mistake most Nigerians are actually making. They always see or think or have that concept or idea that they need to make a lot of money, or they need to collect a big paycheck at the end of the month before they can actually invest their money. But it does not matter how much you are actually earning, you can actually invest your money. If you are achieving, or you are getting more than 300,000 naira a month, you can actually invest. If you are even making 50,000 naira a month, you can actually invest. So no amount is actually too small for investment. For example, if you're actually doing what we call money market fund, it takes you only about 5,000 naira to start a money market fund. That is mutual fund in Nigeria. So you can imagine, comparing or looking at it from someone that's earning 300,000 naira and 5,000 naira, you can see there is a big margin between both of them. So actually investing involves a little amount of money. That little amount of money that you're actually using to buy this, buy that at the end of the month, buying junk stuff, or what I call dumb stuff, or things that does not have or have any value to your life, is not actually a good one. So for you to actually become rich, it does not matter how much you're actually earning. Even at 300,000, even below 300,000, you are good to go.
Okay, so with the current economic situation of the country right now, what are those things to put into consideration before venturing into or going into any business in Nigeria as it stands right now?
You see, for you to actually go into a business venture in Nigeria, number one thing you need to do is that you must have a job. You must have a job. If you don't have a job, it is quite difficult. And that's why in my videos, I always tell people, for you to start investing or starting something in Nigeria, you need to have a job. Then number two, you need what I call capital. And what is that capital? The capital is actually money. You need money to actually, complete all this. Then number three is that you need what we call financial discipline. For you to actually be able to achieve something in this our current economic system, which is what I call capitalism, or a free market economic system. You see, capitalism or a free market economic system is an economic system that is actually good, that is beautiful, that is nice, that is very encompassing, and the rest of them. But you need one cardinal thing in your life, and what is that thing? Financial education. So if you have financial education, you are good to go. You can achieve anything you want for yourself. So once you have the basic foundation, you have the job, you have the money, and you have the financial discipline, and other things encompassed together, you are actually good to go. So starting a business in Nigeria is not actually very, very, very easy. But there's something that you can actually do if you don't have the finances or the money to start a business. Like I always tell people, for you to actually start a business in Nigeria is very, very expensive. You need like 5 million, 10 million, 15, 20 million. And mind you, if you don't have the experience about that business, it is bound to fail at the end of the day. But that is why there is another alternative to people that have this money. Even if you don't have up to 5 million, 10, 15, 20 million in your bank account, you can start with something. And what is that thing? Investment. So the key to the future is actually investment. So if you start investing today, your money will compound, and in the next few years, with a decade of sacrifice, you are actually good to go. So that means that over that period of 10 years, if you are consistent, if you are focused, if you are determined, if you are resilient, if you are pragmatic, if you are well, determined that you want to achieve it, it is possible to achieve it. So in the next 10 years, imagine you're actually saving, you're actually investing like 1 million naira every year, and you are actually being able to invest for 10 years, that makes it 10 million. Now, if your money is going to compound in the next 10 years, that means you're going to have 23 million naira or 22 million thereabouts in the next 10 years. So you can imagine that that's a very gargantuan, big amount of money that you can start something with in your life. And right now in Nigeria, unfortunately, people, they take the money, they spend the money. In Nigeria, we have three classes of people. We have the upper class, the middle class, and the lower class. There's a distinction between both of them, all of them. Among the middle class, among the lower class, and the upper class, they are not the same. The lower class, they get the money, they spend the money. The middle class, they get the money to finance their credit scores. Then the upper class, they actually invest their money. So if you look at the class of people that are actually investing money in Nigeria, they are actually the upper class, not the middle class, not the lower class. And it's quite unfortunate, because most people think that you need to have very big amount of money before you can actually invest.
Okay, if someone have like 500,000 now, what business will you invite that person to go into?
Well, if you have a 500,000 naira, mind you, there are two things that you need to think about. Number one, are you actually a working class? Number two, do you want to start a business? Now, for somebody that wants to start a business, I think, to be very sincere with ourselves, there are some certain businesses that you can look into, which I've actually, done the videos on my YouTube channel, on my social media platform. You can go there and watch those videos. But I'll quickly mention one or two of them. For example, if you have like 500,000, if you're looking at the business that you can actually do, you can go into, affiliate marketing. You can go into, this kind of, selling of recharge cards. Most people don't look into that area because they feel that there's nothing, inside it, but there's something inside that particular thing. You can actually go into distribution of drinks to your suppliers. You go around there and supply those things to them, and before you know it, the sky is just the limit. You can climb up. But if you actually have a job that you're doing, and I will not advise you just go into that business immediately, because you may not have the time. You understand? Your job can be time consuming. But you can create what I call a side hustle, or you can create what I call a multiple streams of income. That is where multiple streams of income comes in now. When you talk about multiple streams of income, we are trying to create another medium of creating money apart from the job you're actually doing. So, and that is the best in Nigeria, because I'm actually a working class too. I'm doing a business. I'm working, I'm earning salary in a month. But when I get my salary, what I actually do is to divide my money into three parts: savings, investment, and spending. Your savings is the amount of money for emergency. Now, let me clarify this. In Nigeria, people actually believe that the savings is actually for the future. If you're actually saving money, I'm very sorry for you, because inflation will eat your money. But if you're actually, investing your money, inflation cannot eat your money. Then the third one is what I call spending. Every day we need money. Buy clothes, buy this, buy that, you feed, and you move around, transportation and the rest of them. That one is for that one. So if you're actually a working class, you might actually invest money, and you are good to go and make more money at the end of the day. So that is my advice.
Okay, so what's your advice to those people that judge book by its cover?
Well, unfortunately, a lot of people actually judge a book by their cover because of what they actually see. Like, for example, if you look at me very well, you think, oh, this guy, who is this guy? A lot of people always, imagine or judge people by their appearances. I'm a kind of person that I'm not propelled or pushed by what you wear or the materialistic kind of thing. Now, let me say this thing categorically. If you are the type that you are actually materialistic, you buy this, you buy that, you buy this, you buy expensive cars, you buy expensive t-shirts, expensive shoes, expensive wristwatch, you live in an expensive apartment and the rest of them, making it will be quite difficult, because it is actually a decade of sacrifice. You understand? Now, for you to be able to achieve that decade of sacrifice, you have to be financially disciplined. So when people see me or they see me walking on the road, oh, they always look at you, man, who is this guy? They don't know who you are. So that's the kind of life that most of us are actually investing, that we live. People don't know who we are, but when you come close to us, you can always know who we are. So judging a book, a book by the cover is not idealistic, because at the end of the day, you might not be able to get a lot of things from those people. Because at the end of the day, like when I was coming this morning, I took a bike, and the guy, I was trying to, pass some kind of. He was so surprised. He was flabbergasted. So you have this idea, you have this knowledge, you have this, wisdom and everything. And he was so marveled, and he promised me he was going to go into investment. Despite the fact that he is riding an Okada, but it cannot be limited. If that guy is actually being consistent and is actually, hardworking, and he has the focus, he can actually achieve whatever he wants to achieve at the end of the day. And I pray he will get there.
To be successful in life, what are those things we need to avoid as an upcoming, like a youth? To be successful in life, what are those things we need to avoid?
Now, to be successful in life, there are so many things you need to avoid. Let me use this English. We are now in a dialectical, materialistic society, a society that glorifies, what they can see, what you wear, what the way you look, the kind of car you drive, the kind of apartment you live, the kind of food you go to, and the rest of them. But for the younger generation that are upcoming, these things are only there to distract you at the end of the day. For my advice to the younger generation that are coming up now, of course, it's good to be there, you look nice and the rest of them, but it should not be a do or die affair. You understand? So what I'm saying here is that you can actually live your life without living extravagantly, because that's what's actually killing this generation. People live extravagantly, flamboyantly, they want to look, rich, but deep down they are not actually rich. In other words, let me use this word, I'm sorry to use this word, they live what I call a fake life. People in this society, in this world we're in now, they live a lot of fake life, and at the end of the day, people are not actually getting there. So fake life will not help. Living this fictitious, unrealistic life will not help. So for this new generation, or this generation actually coming up, I would say avoid this fake life. Live your life, and apart from that, plan your future, because if you don't plan to your future, there's absolutely every possibility you are going to fail in the future. So for you to actually avoid failing in the future, you need to work very hard. There's actually a video I did about working hard, and if you actually look at that video, a lot of people have actually made a comment and saying hard work doesn't make you rich. Of course, hard work doesn't make you rich, but what will make you rich is the ability to have that financial education. Because if you look at our educational system, they will not teach you how to be rich, they will not teach you how to make money, they will not teach you how to be wealthy. So it's not up to you to actually equip yourself with financial education. So first thing, you need financial education. Number 2, you need determination. Number 3, you need to be focused. Number 4, you need to be realistic. Number 5, you need to be pragmatic. Number 6, you need to be hardworking. And number 7, you need to be proactive. It's a proactive system. So once you have these things with you, equipped with your financial education, you are good to go. So this generation that we have now should not be pushed away or be distracted by what they see, because a lot of these things, they may be glowing, they may look so golden and the rest of them, but they are not actually real. So if you want to become rich, if you want to be wealthy, if you want to be rich, if you want to be you want to live a good life in the future, then the time to invest is actually now.
What's the advice for those that want to travel out of the country for greener pasture?
That one is what we call a jackpot. Jackpot. But let me be realistic, I'll have to be frank with you. Jackpot is actually very good. You can travel out, but don't go out there if you don't have a vision of what you want to achieve at the end of the day. Because a lot of people actually go out there to do jackpot and the rest of them, but at the end of the day, they're unable to achieve anything. Like someone came on the social media and on that day, I was watching the video, he said he has lived in overseas for 16 years. I feel like slapping him in Nigeria so that the slap can reach him over there, because he has not been able to accomplish anything. And they asked him, what have you accomplished? He was unable to say anything. How can you live in overseas for 16 years and you're unable to achieve anything? It's a total disgrace. So jackpot is good, but you must have a good vision. You must have what you want to go and achieve over there. Nigeria is a good investment opportunities. You see, a lot of our youth believe that they can't make it. You can make it in Nigeria. Nigeria is actually, you should ask yourself the question, the white man will come to this country and they make money, and they make a lot of money, and the citizens are there making nothing, because we are very lazy, because we cannot look inward, because we cannot develop ourselves. There is nothing that you can actually do in Nigeria that cannot get you money. Look at that guy selling pop-up there. That guy that is just going over there. He's selling pop-up. He's making money. That guy can be saving 1,000 naira in a day. Imagine if you are saving 1,000 naira in a day every day for 365 days. That is 365,000. Invest that money in your portfolio investment, platform. You are there with 3.65 million naira at the end of what? Of 10 years. You understand now? So you can make it in Nigeria. Jackpot is actually good. I will not discourage you. I will not say you should not travel out. But on the other hand too, you can make money in Nigeria. Nigeria is actually a land flowing with milk and honey. That money you are using to actually go to clubs, to enjoy yourself, drinking beer, eating pepper soup, wasting that money can go a very long way. When you calculate that money in a year, you'll be so surprised and be flabbergasted by the amount of money you're actually wasting on all those flashy things that will not achieve anything at the end of the day.
Thank you very much, guys, for watching this interview. I know most of you have learned a lot of things from it. But if you want to learn more or know more about the financial aspect, please, I will be tagging his handle in the comment section of this video. Just go there, click on it. It will take you directly to his YouTube channel where you'll be learning varieties of things on the financial education. Thank you very much, Mr. Oniwiz. I really appreciate for your time, for everything, for your advice, for those of you that want to jackpot especially. Thank you very much. Stay in Nigeria. Nigeria is following with Mayoga. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Help us share the video, like, and drop your comment.